So, yesterday, one of the lead developers of Blue Lock, Rivals dropped a super intriguing message in the official Discord group. He posted a teaser image confirming that on June 14th, we're going to get a massive update featuring Loki. And under that image, he simply wrote, "More info dropping soon." Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, it suggests we're going to get more sneak peeks or even major announcements in the coming days, probably hinting at what's in store for the Loki update, which is happening in about 3 weeks. And hey, before we dive into my 3 big ideas about what might be announced, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. YouTube's algorithm absolutely loves it when you interact with my content, and I'm currently aiming to reach 20,000 subscribers by the end of June. I know, with your support, we can totally make that happen. Alright, before we go deep into the Loki speculation, let's quickly talk about the update that's dropping this Saturday. This one is officially titled the Polishing Quality of Life Update. For those who don't know, QOL stands for Quality of Life, and that typically refers to updates that focus on making the game smoother, better balanced, and less buggy. Honestly, it makes perfect sense. Lately, the game's been kind of buggy. Have you noticed how some awakenings have no animation at all? Sometimes your avatar just stands still, doesn't move, and after using an ult, your aim can completely shift in the wrong direction. It's frustrating, and I think this update is going to fix a bunch of those smaller yet noticeable issues. Also, remember how in the last update it said New Ranked Mode? Right after that, one of the devs actually posted a poll asking players what they wanted most, and unsurprisingly, the community voted for more balance, like nerfing Nell Rin, fixing bugs, and just making the overall gameplay more stable. Now they've even changed the title of the update to emphasize its focus on quality. That's a great sign. Now, let's shift gears and talk about what everyone's really waiting for: the Loki update. So if you look at the image posted for the June 14th update, you'll notice they've replaced the old quote, "Is this okay?" which Loki used to say with a new one. The match was already settled on the premise you guys would lose. This line is directly from the Blue Lock manga, where Loki absolutely demolishes the Blue Lock team. So, what could this mean? I personally think they might be planning to introduce a special MVP animation, or cutscene for Loki, or even for all styles within the new masterclass tier, which I'll talk more about in a second. Maybe each style in masterclass will have their own MVP animation, and this quote will be part of Loki's. That's my guess at least, because I can't see how else they'd use a specific line from the manga in a gameplay-related way, without it being tied to some sort of animation or visual moment. So, what could the devs be announcing in the next few days related to Loki? Well, I have 3 possible theories that I think are pretty realistic. Let's start with a possible sneak peek video. The first and most traditional route would be a sneak peek video, which they usually release when a new style is coming. They'll likely showcase one of Loki's awakened moves, maybe in a dramatic short video. But here's why I think this might not happen just yet. The update is still 3 weeks away. These kinds of videos usually come closer to launch, so they might save that for early June. My second guess, masterclass announcement. Now, this is a more believable possibility. A brand new class system called masterclass. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but there are strong hints. For example, to unlock a masterclass, you might need to meet strict conditions, like only one masterclass player allowed per lobby for balance reasons, or being at level 50 or above. Maybe it's even locked behind a super low 0.25% drop chance in lucky spins. Sounds unfair? Well, masterclass is supposed to be unfair. Think about it. Loki zooming across the field at crazy speed? It would make sense if he's part of this elite tier. And lastly, simple announcement. And the third idea, which is the simplest but also the most likely, they might officially announce Loki's arrival. Think about it. If a player hasn't read the manga, they won't recognize the quote from the teaser. So, to make it clear to everyone, they could just drop a simple post confirming, "Yes, Loki is coming in the next major update." It's the laziest route, sure, but it makes perfect sense to keep all players informed. Also, I want to point out that this seems to be the first time the devs have teased a major new style like Loki a whole month in advance. That's a big deal. It probably means they're going all in on making this update special. They're likely spending the entire month working on polishing animations, creating unique moves, adjusting balance, recording voice lines, and making sure Loki comes out as the most detailed and impressive class in the game so far. So, what do you think? Will Loki be the most polished and stunning style in terms of effects, animations, and details, or do you think they're overhyping it? And just to loop back to the QOL update dropping this Saturday, here's what's officially listed in the description. Major rebalances lobby rework showroom system to improve how you view items. Major bug fixes. We already talked about the lobby changes in the last video, so I'll skip that. But the major rebalances and bug fixes? That's huge. We're probably finally getting the long-awaited Rin nerf, maybe even Kaiser nerfs, and potentially some buffs or reworks for underused styles like Shaidu or Hiyori, whose refresh was previously delayed. Also, before I end the video, there's something else I really wanted to talk about. Recently, there was a pretty important discussion going on in the Discord community regarding the Hiyori plus Enniel Asagi chemical reaction animation that dropped in the latest update. A couple of players shared their thoughts in the suggestions channel, and honestly, they explained the situation really well. So I'd like to paraphrase and expand on what they said, while also adding my own take. First of all, I want to say this up front. I completely understand the devs. I know delays happen, and I'm not here to blame anyone. But the truth is, something does need to change. Here's the gist of what one player said. A lot of what was promised in this week's update never came, and the chemical reaction animation in particular was underwhelming, especially considering how long it was delayed. And this isn't the first time the devs have failed to deliver a high-quality update. Remember the King update? Same situation. Then they proposed a very reasonable solution. That's why we should have bi-weekly updates instead. It would give the devs more time to polish content, fix bugs, and avoid game-breaking issues. Just to clarify, bi-weekly means once every 2 weeks. And another person replied with something just as solid. This is actually a very good argument. Like you said about the King update, the animations were mid and voice acting was heavily delayed. There are currently so many bugs in the game that seriously affect gameplay. Nell Rin is also still super unbalanced, which shows his style might have been rushed. A bi-weekly schedule would help a lot, but even if we still had smaller cosmetic updates every week, that'd be fine too. The new dev team is doing a great job overall. They just need more time to improve the game. And honestly, I 100% agree with both of them. That's why I also want to propose this directly to the devs. Please consider switching to a 1.5 or even 2-week update cycle. It'll not only reduce pressure on your side, but also give the community better updates, more polish, and fewer bugs. Everyone wins. Let me know what you all think about this idea in the comments. I'd love to hear your takes on it too. So yeah, big things are coming both this Saturday and in June. The game is clearly evolving fast and the devs are listening more closely than ever. Let me know in the comments. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out, and we're getting so close to that 20,000 subscriber goal. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.